What?
I swear to God,
Did you fuck up the audio?
I just messed with this. I had it all set up, and then I hit broadcast, and suddenly it's all fucked up. Let me make sure that it's
You're muted.
on.
No sound. No sound.
I know.
Sound now. There you are.
Literally, I don't know why I put in the work, because as soon as I put in the work, it gets fucked up. So I'm still learning OBS. Please have patience with me. Let me just double check one thing right while we're at it.
Look at all you guys in here already.
This audio
Coley,
should be
Belge,
good.
Tim.
We're small. What happened? Ah!
Melissa. Nicole. Melody.
Okay. Now, if I go back, is it going to be screwed up? No, it looks like we're good.
Aaron P.
Pushing P. Got my beer. Took off my farmers. Ready to party.
That sounds like a good start to a live stream to me.
Yeah, I tried this this zero sugar Baja Blast because I wanted to feel less terrible about myself. And it's good enough, you know.
It's good enough.
It's good enough. That's probably what my parents say about me. Just kidding. It's good enough.
Wow, starting off with some dark humor.
Okay, LaFrance, welcome to the first live stream. What's going good?
I feel like my mic is uneven. I always have mic problems. I swear this happens every time. Okay. While you do your thing, I'm going to gather my sources.
What am I doing on my thing?
Just chatting while
Just
I pull
chatting.
out my stuff.
Oh, we've got a couple things that I wanted to talk about before we kind of got into it. Just to reiterate and make sure that everybody is in the know, this upcoming week will be a normal week. We'll have a Monday video and a Tuesday live stream, business as usual. The following week, there will be no regularly scheduled Monday video. There will just be a live stream on Tuesday because we're going to be out of town. Live stream, you just roll up, you turn it on, and you go. But yeah, I won't have time to edit before we leave, so
Tis
I'm
true.
really not feeling that right now. So keep that in mind. Do not panic. Maybe we'll make a community post or whatever. But yeah. After that, let's see what else we got. We have Jordan and I today. We did a podcast. Let me pull it up here on the screen so you guys can go listen to it if you like. For all those people who say we just fucking hate Christians and we hate Mormons and stuff. Well, today we did a podcast with Christians and we had a really good time. It's called Reclaiming the Garden. April and Anna, they were really cool, awesome hosts. Really nice, amazing people. And yeah, I would say they're our friends. So if you say we hate Christians, we hate Mormons, then suck on that one. You can find them. This is on Spotify. The first thing that came up for me was Apple Podcasts. You can find them there too. I think they have a couple other platforms, but those are the two big ones that I know of. You can also follow them on Instagram. You can join the likes of Jen and James from Fundy Fridays. Jen and James, if you're watching this, they'd like to get into contact with you too and have you guys on because you're awesome. So yeah, Reclaiming the Garden, really cool. We just talked about stuff and things and it was a good time. So there's that. Hopefully this mouse isn't too loud. I should probably have brought the mouse pad over. Last thing I wanted to talk about was we still have the giveaway in the works. I finally got around to reaching out to Jen. Looks like my original idea was probably not going to work. So we're back to square one. We'll work with her and maybe figure something else. Figure something else out. I can't read the chat from here. I'm going to pull it up because Jordan is still doing her thing over there.
I'm pulling up my links. Don't be mad at me.
Don't at her.
Did Paul and Morgan get their sponsorship canceled yet? Does anybody know?
Jordan emailed those people.
I did.
Did they have a post on Instagram?
Paul and Morgan?
Yeah, about it, or was it just in their YouTube?
It was.
Wow, it's really right on the top here.
In their stories.
In their stories?
Well, no, it's right there.
Oh, it's right here?
No, the one next to it. It's that. Sponsored.
Oh, sponsored. Morgan, hashtag sponsored. We've been married for 6 years, and sadly, neither of us heard about the Adventure Challenge. We were pumped up to give it a try. Also, they paid us.
Secondarily,
Paul and I had so much fun doing our... Oh, what? I'm just realizing that you guys can't see this. Sorry about that. Paul and I had so much fun doing our first date. I narrowed it down to... Dude, I thought she was putting wax on him. She's actually painting a Venusaur. Oh, my God.
What?
Are they allowed to do that?
This is kind of gross. I'm sorry. This is just...
Ooh, how do I pause it? Okay, sorry.
Everybody's like, oh.
With 50 unique adventures that are made to bring fun, spontaneous memory-making moments. Memory-making, I think it should be hyphenated. That take us out of our comfort zones. It's perfect for any couple. You won't know what the adventure is until you scratch it off. And once you do, you have to do it. No chickening out. I'm not going to lie. It's a little scary, hee-hee, but also invigorating to know that once you scratch it off, you have to go for it. You don't really, but
I was gonna say that's
talk
kind
about getting out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
So the deal with this is, I mean, I guess the jury's still out on whether the Adventure Challenge is a Christian company or whatever.
They have stuff on their website that says they try to make their stuff like LGBTQ plus friendly, which makes me lean more towards this maybe isn't compatible. But somebody also said that they were also on the Ellen show, not that that means anything, but they sponsored what's her face, Abby Shapiro. So maybe they're a Christian company.
Well, like Abby is Jewish, so
yeah, but like I'm thinking like religious in general. Like I feel like it wouldn't narrow it down.
No, that would.
But I mean, I guess they're both still fundy, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I've never heard of this. 519,000 followers for a brand.
So it's not like, you know.
This is what I want to look like right here.
Oh my God.
If you guys saw Fundy Friday's video this last week, James, when he was talking about lingerie for just a brief moment, absolutely, I was fucking dying. It was so funny. Log Cabin Republicans. So, anyway, what we were getting at here.
Oh, what were you saying?
The last time they had a sponsorship was for that stupid bed company.
Bed, I think.
Yeah, people reached out to this company and they were like, hey, do you guys know what you're sponsoring? Because obviously you didn't do any R&D on this. And they pulled the sponsorship.
And so then they threw a big old fit.
Yeah, they threw a fit and they're like, we only want upstanding Christian companies sponsoring us. So now we're just making sure that they hold themselves accountable.
The best
hoping
thing
that if this is truly a Christian company, they know what they're getting into.
So, you know, with these kinds of situations, it's just bringing awareness, because I think a lot of these companies just pull, like, in this case, it's like married influencers that have a lot of followers that are young.
Yeah.
Like, and that just seems like the thing. And in the past, we've seen this with other times that they've sponsored, like Paul and Morgan and other influencers. They either don't do any research or they don't care.
They just are looking at the analytics.
I'm sure that's what they're looking at.
And the engagement.
They're not looking at anything else.
They don't give a shit.
Because I feel like the majority of people on the internet are not Paul and Morgans. At least I would like to think not, but maybe that's a pipe dream of mine. But nobody, like, in the realm of Paul and Morgan, who else is this hatefully vocal? Like, as a married couple in their, early years. So it's not really a gamble to just pick one of those and be like, cool, they have a lot of followers. You know what I mean? But they don't look into who they're sponsoring, or they do and they just don't care. And then when people reach out to them, they're like, yeah, we'll reach out. So I emailed their support team today, and I did get a response back, and they told me that they were looking into the issue, and they were reviewing all of the, I think, claims, or reviewing, what did they say?
The claims.
The claims.
Somebody said that they had this book, Amy Bethany. Is it like, I don't know, is it expensive? And do you think that it's worth the price, I guess?
Somebody in the FSU sub said that there's like a bedroom version that's like fun and spicy, I guess. I don't know.
Spicy version. We love that. Nothing on the website about religious affiliation. Yeah, I feel like the kinds of brands that Paul and Morgan are looking to be sponsored by are the ones that are like very openly Christian or something like that.
So I emailed them. They emailed me back and said, thanks so much for reaching out with concern about this influencer. Our team is reviewing the claims. See, I was right. And we'll take action as necessary. Thanks again for your support. Let us know if you need anything else. And I was like, will you make sure to follow up with me on what you do? And he said, I will definitely do my best to let you know. You'll hear from me as soon as possible. I go, okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe it.
But this is just, and they're going to whine and cry, persecution.
And shit and piss and
throw up and persecution. And that's not what this is. This is literally like, it's the same thing with like, let's flip the script. Like this is, we don't really go after sponsorships because of the nature of our content. Like we're really polarizing on a lot of things. We're very left-leaning, we're very progressive, and so we don't even bother going after sponsorships unless somebody approaches us.
It's kind of like a scholarship, I guess.
Kind of, I guess. But we don't do it unless somebody approaches us. Like that's like if you look at our content and you're like, yeah, cool, then we'll go for it. But we're not going to go out of our way to try to find a sponsor that jives with our content, at least not now. But I don't think I would be surprised if like we had researched one, picked one, and then they reached back out and were like, like either we found out or we watched your content or somebody was like, you're offensive to Mormons, and then they pulled it. It's like, that wouldn't be shocking to me, but I also don't know if it's a money issue. Like if they're really that dependent on sponsorships, and that's more along the lines of why it's so devastating.
Does their Patreon give stats? I like to be transparent with ours, so I have our Patreon set so it shows our stats here. Let's see.
Porgan cosplay.
I always feel like it's a little shady when people don't. It just has the number of patrons. Holy shit, we left them in the fucking dust.
They don't have they used to have how much on there? They must have taken it off. And they have a bunch of, they have 4 levels.
I mean, it would kind of.
What's their highest one?
They have a 4th one.
$100 a month? Shit.
Does it say how many people have this one? Did they do that on Patreon? I don't know if they do.
Big league supporter. You can tell Paul made these. Sorry. And they have a Discord. What the fuck?
What do they talk about on that Discord?
I don't know.
More God honoring and like how to be shitting and pissing over the latest Disney Pixar inclusive 2 seconds.
Or live reacting to What is a Woman? Really? Who are the people giving them that much money a month?
I'll let you in a little secret. There's probably not a single person. And if there is one person, it's probably Paul. Like, I don't believe that anybody would do that for us. There have been some people who have.
Like, you guys are amazing supporters,
Yeah.
and we love you, and there is not on earth that I would be
I don't
like,
think
give us
anybody should be
$100 a
spending
month.
$100 a month on us.
No, that just makes me uncomfortable.
No.
It's their parents.
Paul and Morgan couples costume for Halloween.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I'm about it.
Oh, my God.
Let's do it.
So that's that. I don't know if anything will come of it. I know people are like, it's bullying. It's not bullying. Like, just, no, it's not bullying. It's holding people accountable. Like, if it's concerning to you that they might watch your content and come to the same conclusion,
yeah,
where's the bullying? Like, we're not even making anything up. All we're doing is directing them to your content. Like, all they've got to do is turn it on.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. There's plenty of videos of ours that we've talked about them. There's Jen's. There's plenty of others out there. So it's like, we're not making things up out of thin air and being like, these terrible people. God.
We've talked about them enough.
So it's a lame argument to me to be like, bullying. Because that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. Yes, that's definitely what Morgan will say. And I'll hand it to her that she's pregnant, and everything when I was pregnant was like 10 times more serious than it was. So there is that. But we've also watched their content prior to her being pregnant, and that definitely seemed to be the case then too. So was looking for something to watch while I crochet, and here you are. Hell yeah.
Background noise gang for the win.
Hell yeah.
We love it.
Okay. What do you want to do first? That was a Paul and Morgan tangent. I wasn't planning on talking about that today.
Yeah, that was just a kind of a new thing. I just have a couple small things. Let me clean this up a little bit before we... I came across this on Facebook this week. My favorite scripture is Nephi kills Laban because the death.
Oh my God. Okay, so what's the context?
So the context for this one is there is a story in the Book of Mormon where I'll call him a main character because for like all good first bit of it, he's the main character. Nephi, he and his family are leaving Jerusalem to sail across to America, the promised land, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And at one point, they get out in the middle of the desert, and Lehi, Nephi's father, is like, yo, we need to go get the records of our people, which colloquially is supposed to be known as the Old Testament, the Jewish Bible. So they're written on brass plates. Wow.
Brass.
Joseph Smith really recycling ideas, but I think that's where he's establishing... I think that's where he's establishing his credibility and like, hey, look, I found these gold plates, but it's not the first time. Look, in the book, in the gold plates that I translate, it talks about other plates of metal with shit written on them. So
not literally. These are
he has to go. Oh my God. Anyway, Jordan.
How's it feel?
We've moved on for the bit. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God. Okay.
So he has to go back and fetch these plates, and they're held by a guy named Laban with an ambiguous title. I don't know. He's just a rich guy who has these plates, and they go back a couple different times. They try to get them from him, and he's this wicked man, so they can't do it. The third time, Nephi goes back under the cover of night, and he prays to God that somehow they will be able to get... will you post...
It doesn't come out till next week.
Oh, yeah. It's not up yet. Sorry.
The Reclaiming the Garden podcast comes out Tuesday.
Just go ahead and follow them on a podcast platform, and then
they're on Instagram
when it comes out.
It'll be Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
Anyway. So he prays to God and is like, yo, I need to get these plates. Will you provide a way? And then he's just walking in the streets at night, and there's Laban, drunk as fuck, laying on the ground. So he's like, here's my chance. He gets Laban's clothes off him, and then the spirit is like, kill him.
Why does he have to take his clothes off?
to disguise himself and go into his house and get his shit. Because he's got servants in there and stuff. So the dude, Nephi, takes the sword and just fucking lops the guy's head off.
Casual.
And then he's got the garb, and he goes into Laban's house and he imitates his voice. I don't know how it's supposed to sound. Gets the plates and then just gets out of there. But yep, that's the introduction
that's in
to
like
the
Book
first
of Mormon.
couple chapters.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. There's not even like a easing you into the murdery parts.
Yeah, this is
just
murder
like,
in the exposition, and it ends with like full blown mass extinction. But
so this is like very frightening from like a variety of perspectives. I mean, I don't put a ton of stock in it because kids are weird.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing, honestly. My
So-
favorite story growing up is a different one where this guy cuts off these assailants' arms, and then he takes the arms of the dead guys to the king that sent them as like oh, look at me. I am strong, I am tough, and I'm a man of God who just shed blood like a crazy person. We got a super sticker from Meows.
Meows. Thank you, Meows. I like that username. Thank you to all of you who have hit the like button already. There's already
we love to see
79
it.
of you, so thank you.
We're picking up. I just wanted to put a little stuff in here before we got into the thick of it, and that way people can arrive and stuff like that.
Each time you say Laban, all I can hear is labia, and it's very distracting. Okay, I love that so much. I love that so
Nephi
much.
kills the labia.
Oh my God. Yes. So, yeah, the Book of Mormon is wild, and these are the type of things, which, I mean, is it really that different from the Bible? Like, not really, because, you know, we're, like, pretending to kill children and lopping off people's heads and plagues and, you know, every other fucking thing. So, I don't think the Book of Mormon's unique in that way, but...
No, I don't think so.
I also don't think it's, like, the healthiest thing to be teaching kids. Like, this kid looks, like, based on the handwriting, really... Like, I would guess
young.
With my teacher brain, where are my other teachers in here? He spelled scripture right, which is actually pretty impressive. I would say...
No, he definitely got told how to spell that.
I would say... Yeah, but, I mean, he even spelled Laban wrong. Maybe it's...
Yeah, it's Laban.
I would say third grade, maybe? Third grade?
Let's look at the comments.
He's in primary.
Damn it. This doesn't scroll. Okay, never mind. We're not looking at the comments.
Yeah, maybe second. I don't know. It's hard to say. Grade 1 through 3. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. This is always hard because I taught SPED, so like
honestly, his handwriting looks like...
My perspective is a little skewed. I was going to say 6. Okay.
Their handwriting looks like me today, to be honest, so I'm not going to be casting any judgment. Oh, Misha. Misha said it right as I was saying.
Teacher brain says second or third. Okay. So I'm not totally off in my arena here, but
there we go.
Overall, I don't love that we teach these things to children, but
I know there's like a wealth of just nice Jesus things you can teach kids for years, and I don't know why we have to do that. Probably because they're supposed to be doing scripture study with their families, and it's going to come up, I guess, because, you know, people are going to have questions.
It's true. This is true.
There's that.
Okay.
One other thing I wanted to share. I have my own personal cringe here. Because we touched on Mormon dances the other day. And I was like, dude, I was very...
What'd you do?
Very cringe when it comes to... I don't know why this came up. Very cringe when it comes to Mormon dances. So I dove into my Facebook... Why is this here? Stop. Dove into my Facebook, and here's what we did for a dance one time. This is just like a run-of-the-mill monthly dance that they would hold for the youth. We all dressed up the same way. I blurred everybody's faces because, honestly, nobody else should have to remember this cringe. But here's me. Doing a little duck face thing.
Cute.
Let's see if my memory serves correctly. I have a Chelsea Grin wristband right here, and a Dead Mouse wristband right there. So
Was this for, what do they call the Mormon prom? Morp?
no,
This
that
wasn't
was not
for
for Morp. This was just a regular stake dance at the stake center that was not too far away from my house. And yeah, we all rolled up to the dance. Our numbers were much smaller than that. So that was fun. And here's me at going to Morp.
Morp.
We had Mormon prom. This one was definitely more of a formal dance, kind of like as a replacement for your traditional school prom, so you didn't have to go there and experience the iniquity if you chose so. Yeah, and this one was for only people who are of dating age. You take a date. I had a date. Just kidding.
You were 16 by this point?
I was, let's see. This was my junior year, because my senior year I went to regular prom. So I must have been, my junior year was 2011 to 2012. So I was 16. I would have had to have been. I wasn't 17 yet.
Rip that poor girl's dress. Yeah, you'll notice that one of the cringiest things probably about being Mormon, as far as like
I already know what you're going to say.
high school goes, is dress code. Like, because modesty, right? And so you have to wear a cardigan over everything. Like, do you know how many cardigans I had in my closet? I probably had like 15 at any given time, because anything and everything that I wore that like was cute, I had to put a cardigan over.
Yeah.
Because anything like modest was ugly, and so I had to like do a workaround, at least in my brain. There's nothing wrong with being modest now, but
Oh, sorry. We didn't call it Morp. It was MoPro.
MoPro.
MoPro. Morp is prom backwards, which is just a...
I thought they called it Morp
the ladies
too.
ask the guys. No, we called it MoPro. Here in Utah, Morp, it would
I
be
think
a
it's
different
Morp
thing.
here, isn't it?
No.
I don't know. Morp came from
Morp
somewhere.
is like a... Is Sadie Hawkins dance a thing, or was that just local to me? Morpheus.
They do those
Morpheus
here, but
is gonna free your mind.
because when I worked in the school district here, they did that style of dance, but it wasn't called that anymore. The girls asked the guys. They called it something different.
Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
But they called it something else.
But they don't call it Sadie Hawkins here. They call it Morp, because it's prom backwards. Because the
That's what
girl
it
asked
is?
the guys. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Sadie Hawkins is a thing. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was just a local thing or whatever.
See, that's what I thought too when
Yeah.
I was teaching, because one of my kids, her older sister, ended up going, and I was like, "Isn't that like Sadie Hawkins?" And she was like, "What?"
No.
So
What?
that's why I don't say it anymore.
Yeah. I wasn't really sure, because our high school, I mean, we only had homecoming and prom. That was it.
Yeah.
Really. Our student council was a bunch of fucking losers, apparently. So,
Our
Morp
high
is
school-
girls as the guys, and you wear matching t-shirts.
Our high school was very mid.
Is Morp a Mormon thing? Like a Morador thing? Because I only heard my cousins ever talking about it, and all my cousins were from Utah, so.
They definitely do it here, but that's like zero basis to go off of when primarily like 70% of people here are
Yeah,
Mormon.
right.
Turnabout. That's interesting.
Turnabout. My high school dance was called the Tolo, when girls asked the guys. I have no idea what it stood for. Haha, we had it in the fall, and it was also a costume dance. That's dope, actually.
That was kind of dope.
But yeah, a lot of people haven't heard of Morp. It must be a Morador type thing, or at least a Western thing, because Coley is not in the West United States. I guess there's also the chance that international people haven't heard it as well. Shout out to all our international viewers.
folks.
If you are awake at this time and it is not a waking hour for you, thank you for joining us. This is awesome.
Okay. Are you ready to get
Are
into
we
our
ready?
legits?
Yeah. Will you send those things over to me so I can put them up on the screen?
Will you pull up? Let's do Nate and Sutton first. Do you have that video up?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Let me get this shit out of the way.
So let me introduce our first topic we've talked about a lot of things so far, but somebody sent me this, as is like most things that we talk about, because you guys just send them to me. And so somebody sent me this on Instagram and was like, you need to watch this because Nate and Sutton, they titled this video, what is it, like, We're Being Attacked, I think is the title of the video.
Yeah, we are being attacked.
We are being attacked.
Dang.
So that's the title of this video. It's only
a really heavy accusation to be thrown around there.
It is, and it's only 6 minutes, and we've already began like at the start of the stream, the whole Christian persecution vibes, and so I'm pretty sure that's the direction that we're going here. The person who sent it to me, I don't think really said much other than it was like literally the dumbest thing they'd ever seen, and is like way more dramatic than necessary. So that's the only information that I have going forward.
I believe it. Notably, also, this is a 6-minute video, 5 minutes 56 seconds, and it's sponsored by BetterHelp.
Ew.
So I don't know what the situation is. Just going into this, not really sure. But usually sponsors are asking for like 30, 45, or 60 seconds.
At least of ads.
So if they're doing a 60-second ad
in a 6-minute video,
that is 20% of the runtime, and it is very, very cringe, to say the least. I'm just realizing that the chat's not rolling up because I didn't click on this window.
Way to go. Okay, now we got it.
So, anyway.
All right, so, and just a quick note, we haven't covered Nate and Sutton in a while. I feel like they're the quieter problematic of the fundies. They definitely say stupid things, like we talked about Nate and Sutton, like when we first started our channel, and Paul said something along the lines of like, I'm friends with the homosexuals. And we've quoted it ever since because it's just so fucking ridiculous. But we haven't talked about them in a while. I think they have a new kid now, and I also think they had a miscarriage, which was really unfortunate. And around that time, we didn't want to do anything.
We don't want to dogpile on tragedy.
No.
Honestly.
So we haven't talked about them in a long time. I think they've had another kid now since.
Nuttin.
It could just be called Paul because Sutton doesn't ever talk because I don't think Paul lets her. But anywho, let's watch the video.
Paul.
Nate. God, they all just blend together in my head. They're all the same.
It can just be Nathan because Naten, because the last N of Sutton, because that's about all she gets in edgewise normally. Anyway. I'm just going to do a little sound check. If this is too loud, let me know because
This video was going to be coming. I just wasn't sure when I was going to be able to make it. So I was...
Okay.
How's it?
I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to wait to see some feedback, and then I will adjust. My best friend acted in his fake car crash school production, and I got to watch it recently.
Too quiet.
Too quiet. All right, let's bump it up a couple notches. Can you hear it at all?
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, nobody heard anything. Okay.
Cool.
It's because probably I need to add audio capture too.
Don't mind us.
Don't mind me. Yep. This was included with, and I remember it was way too goddamn loud at the start. Let's start this over. Let me know how this goes.
What's going on, guys? So I knew this video was going to be coming. I just wasn't sure when I was going to be able to make it. So I was reading in the Word this morning.
He was reading in the Word this morning.
Perfect now.
Perfect.
Cool.
It's not too loud, right? And you don't have to adjust your audio.
Sounds good.
All right. Don't adjust your television sets. Here we go.
And it kind of just hit me, and I'm like, today's the day. I'm going to make this video.
Wait, people are saying it's just a whisper. Boop, 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 boop. No, the praying hands are not LDS specific. It's more of an ironic thing because we don't do that anymore.
Okay. Everybody says it sounds good. Let's go.
Guy Henderson says we should do an XMOCon thing. It sounds great on paper. Every execution I've ever seen has been a total disaster. So.
And so as you guys know, we just moved into this house, which we're so thankful for. But it came along with so much spiritual warfare and attacks
here's
from
the
Satan
problem.
that
Fucking, I'm off my rocker. That's why.
What is the problem?
I am on the struggle
any
bus.
of this.
I'm on the struggle bus today, guys.
Okay.
I figured it out. Should we back it up? It was only like 20 seconds. I'll back it up to like the 7
Oh
second
God,
one.
his face. Jump scare.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for the jump scare, y'all. All right, cool.
I was fine not seeing him.
reading in the Word this morning, and it kind of just hit me, and I'm like, today's the day. I'm gonna make this video. And so, as you guys know, we just moved into this house, which we're so thankful for. But it came along with so much spiritual warfare and attacks from Satan that it almost became, I almost want to say it was comical, but it wasn't comical because it's never funny when you're being attacked by Satan. But it was so obvious what was happening that it was just kind of like, wow, I can't wait to see what's on the other side of this, because Satan really doesn't want this to happen.
All right, let's hear some predictions on what the attack from Satan is going to be.
I mean, obviously he mentioned the house, so I'm inclined to think it's going that direction. Just a reminder, we have to stop when we're watching other people's content so we don't get struck.
Satan is so obvious, devious. Could it be Satan?
Gay neighbors.
Oh, no. Well, we already know that he would be friends with them, or so he says.
He's friends with the homosexuals. He clogged the toilet.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
This demon... No, it's for the remote. This demon bowel movement shall not be moved except for by the power of Jesus. The Gabers.
Asbestos.
Honestly, I wish we had Gabers, but just blue, thin blue line sticker on the bumper kind of people.
He looks deep faked. He kind of does, to be honest. Ghost hunting, mental health. Women are allowed to have rights in their neighborhood. Whose body
would he be, like, deep faked onto?
HOA. I mean,
the devil HOA, honestly.
He farted and he's blaming it on spirits.
Okay, we'll get on with it now. Thank you for your
So without getting all the details of it, the last couple of weeks, as you guys know, me and Sutton and the boys were left
Sutton and I
homeless. We were without a house for a week.
We were homeless?
Stop right there. Stop right there. Okay? There's a difference. I'm just there's a difference between being in between homes and being homeless.
Big difference.
Sorry.
Big difference.
There is. Like, these are two very different things, and it's not like, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they're privileged enough to not be out on the streets. I mean, like, they have money. They could stay in a hotel. They're not having to go into a shelter for a week. I at least assume. Like, I'm looking at their new house right now, and it looks pretty fucking nice.
Yeah.
So
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think when I looked this video up, he had pinned a comment. I'm going to check it out real quick.
Nate Bestie, that's having homeless.
The thing is, when people clear stuff like this up, a lot of times they still don't really get the picture. Let's see. I see a lot of people don't like my use of homeless in this video. By homeless, I was meaning that we didn't own a home. Okay, by context, I fucking understand that, my guy. For a period of time or a place that we could call ours. Maybe I should put this up.
Sorry. I was going to say, put it on the screen.
Sorry.
Before we watch the rest of it.
You know, I want to be fair if there's credit where credit is due.
Oh my God. Do you want me to read this?
Okay, Jordan, you read it because I don't want to read for that long.
Okay, by homeless, I was meaning that we didn't own a home for a period of time or a place that we could call ours. No, we were not living on the streets, and I don't ever say that we face the same hardships that homeless people experience. I also don't love the word homeless. And I apologize if that came off as insensitive to truly homeless.
Sorry you were stressed for a week.
The focus of the video is not if we were technically homeless or not, rather that we experienced hardships and challenging times during the period in between homes. The fact that we didn't own a home is not what I was referring to as being the most difficult part. There was much more that went into it that I didn't go into detail in this video. The main point is that we were under obvious spiritual attack coming from all different kinds of directions. And these were some of the lessons I walked away with. I wanted to share them with you in hopes to help you with spiritual attacks from the enemy when you deal with them in your own life. Satan's got a lot of fucking time on his hands. Like, he's screwing around with Paul and Morgan. He's screwing around with Bethany. He's screwing around with Nate and Sutton. Like, the dude has to, like, be, like, I don't know, like, outsourcing labor at this point.
Seriously, emotional labor.
Like,
yeah. Somebody is over there just putting all of this immense emotional distress on their own back and just taking it for him, because wow, must be really hard to go from a house that you own to another house that you own that's bigger and newer or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, look at this goddamn kitchen and living area.
Thank you, Adrian.
The farm sink.
Love you guys listening while at work. Also, your dog in your profile picture is really cute.
Doggy.
Pew pew, Satan. Yeah, Satan must have some unpaid interns, and he is outsourcing like crazy because everybody's getting attacked. And when Paul and Morgan lose sponsorships, they're getting attacked. All right, let's watch the rest.
Let's do it.
We sold our house, and the very next day we were supposed to move in this one, but due to all kind of craziness and attacks, there was a delay in closing, and so we were homeless for a week. And all of our belongings were on a moving truck, and so we had nothing. We were homeless, and things were getting gnarly.
I'm sorry, but if that is what the fiery darts of the adversary are, Jesus Christ, I am a believer now.
I don't love that we had nothing. Like,
yeah, actually, I think you probably did.
And I mean, I'm not trying to detract from the fact that, you know,
no, it sucks.
Selling and buying homes is stressful. Closing is stressful. Yeah. Like, it's super
and they've got
annoying.
2 young kids.
I think 3 now.
I think she's still pregnant.
No, I think they had it.
Do you?
I think so.
Either way.
But, I mean, it sucks. Like, no matter how you slice it, it fucking sucks. But let's, like, perspective our things here. Like, you don't have nothing. You aren't homeless. Let's just be like, yeah, this was stressful and it sucked.
Do her parents not live there?
I'm pretty sure
they do. Just based off, we don't watch them very often, but one of the previous videos that we did, her parents were at their house and they were helping her with the kids and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Like,
it just is giving like very dramatic, sad fishy for me, and I just, like, I don't know. Like, what's the point? You know, what's the point?
Well, okay, someone, Boom Shabanga, said, wait, so isn't being on vacation and having the airline lose your luggage for a few days so also technically homeless? I guess according to Nate,
Misha, people are dying, Kim.
Nobody wants to work these days. Get off your ass and get to work.
Hi, Taylor.
And attacks from left and right. Boom, 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 boom. And so it really just got me interested in this concept of we are in a war. I mean, if that's news to you, then you...
This reminds me, I'm sorry, we're pausing a bunch, but it comes to mind that episode of The Office where Andy, as the manager, is trying to get everybody up, like, excited about sales and shit. So he like runs into the office and he's like talking about Gettysburg and he's like, man, business is war.
Did they have to seek emergency shelter at an area Marriott? Really though, like let's put this in perspective here. And the music, yes, the music is just a lot right now.
Now I'm afraid we're gonna get claimed. It's probably royalty free. Hopefully. DM does GB. Yeah, that episode.
I'm not wearing that.
Casey. Jordan put it in the chat, but Casey, thank you for joining the Patreon. Shout out to Casey.
Yes, if you join the Patreon, we'll shout out first names so we don't, you know.
Yeah.
cross identity lines here, but
There we go. Amy, don't worry.
Need to wake up, because we are in a spiritual war every day. If you are a human being, there's someone out there called Satan who is attacking you, who is coming after you. And it's kind of like going on a battlefield without any sort of armor, without any sort of way to defend yourself. You're gonna be toast in a matter of minutes, you know? So
Excuse me.
what I'm
Toast.
getting at here is that we need to armor up. We need to be aware that there's an enemy out there trying to take us down, and we need to.
Here's what I don't understand. Like, all of the influence, like the Christian influence, they're, the evangelicals, I can't even get words out, are doing the same thing. Like, it's a war, like the whole Roe v. Wade thing. It's a war. We have to stand our ground.
We're winning the war.
We're winning the war, and we have our armor on, and we're fighting in the full armor of Christ, and blah, 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 blah. And I get that. And in other contexts, yeah, that's what they're doing. But what does Nate not being able to get into his house have to do with the war on, like, Christians?
Nate, what was armoring up with the armor of God going to do to not fucking delay the closing of your house?
What? Like,
I'm sorry.
I just, like, I don't, like, they could have made any video on any other topic like they usually do with something Christian related and been like, yeah, we're being attacked, and we would be like, oh my God. But at least it's, like, specific to the thing, and we're like, they think they're being attacked. Where this, I'm just like, what?
I know. He's filming from the kitchen that is, I mean, it looks pretty dang unpacked.
Yeah, it looks very
Talking
nice.
about the how they were delayed from moving in for a week. How long ago was this?
Well, and this is a sponsored, like, did they have a sponsor and they just needed to put out a video? And Nate was
They
like,
must
okay,
have.
let me
Guys,
just
let
bang
me-
this out.
Let me do it, guys. I'm on the case.
Dawn, was the banker person Satan? Maybe that's the part we're missing in all of this. Was that the bank is full of Satans that are getting in the way.
He must have missed the horns.
It looks like a green screen. It kind of does.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is not a green screen. That is
Also-
definitely their house.
I love that you guys probably can't see it because we're in the corner, but there is dishes in the sink and they're all just kind of like
here.
piled in a corner.
Let me move myself real quick. Let's move. I think they're just on a drying rack. I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Rebecca says 1 week clean from SH. Can I get a shout out? Ooh woo. Hell yeah.
See, there's dishes in the corner, but I love this is a total tangent, but I love the thought of like open concept shelves like they have in the back there until like you have kids and you can't
And you have
display
ugly dishes.
like ugly ass
Yeah.
15 different rainbow colors on the
Hey, nothing
shelf.
wrong with rainbow colors. But
nothing wrong with that.
It's the fucking Playtex purple cup that's been washed 1,000 times.
Right.
It's kind of
It
like
just-
translucent by now.
It
I don't
doesn't
want
go
that.
with the aesthetic. Like it's not gonna look cute. I'm sorry.
Sam M.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining the Patreon.
We love
welcome.
you.
Welcome to the Patreon. Yes, again, shout out Rebecca and thank you for your week clean.
Hell yeah. Keep it going.
Here's the shout out. Thank you from for the super chat.
Satan made us homeless, not clickbait. Yes, Julia. Yes.
Satan made us homeless. 3 a.m. call, not clickbait. Real. All caps.
Real.
All right, let's get back to this.
Know what is required of us to fight off that enemy. And so that's what I started thinking about. I'm like, okay, it's become so obvious to me in this life that I have an enemy. He's coming after me. How do I defend myself? Do I just say, get behind me, Satan? Or do I pray? Do I
Take
have
me from
faith?
behind,
What is
Satan.
it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Also, can we talk about Julia who said he looks like a dollar store Ben Stiller? And I mean, honestly,
He's
honestly, it's not
the
wrong.
dollar store version of Ben Stiller. Who am I thinking? He's the dollar store version of Ben Stiller, deep faked onto Ben Affleck.
Oh my god. That's fucking funny. Okay.
But
anyway.
I mean, the man is ripped.
He sounds like a
So-
Paul parody. See, he's like, I feel like they're not on the same level as Paul and Morgan. And if they are, they're just like really quiet about it.
He is what Paul could be if Paul acted his age.
That's fair.
How about that?
That's fair.
Nah,
Okay,
Jordan,
keep
I'm pretty
going.
sure Satan is a Paul.
And so, if you're not familiar with the armor of God, I highly recommend you looking into it and studying.
Bro, there's not
Where
a
do you
person
buy
out
it?
there
Where do you buy it? Is it like at
At-
Walmart?
at God Armories and Blacksmith
Is
Company.
this like, this would be like a Tim Pool thing that he would sell on like
Oh, yeah.
patrioticjesus.com. Buy your God
Yeah.
armor
In a bucket.
in a
And about
bucket.
it, you know, you got the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, the sword of
Shout
the
out
Spirit.
Devin.
And the sword of the Spirit is
Welcome
what
to
I'm going to
Patreon.
talk about today because it's just the most relevant to me. And what's so interesting about the sword of the Spirit,
The Armor of God is 20% off on Amazon only during Prime Day.
Only.
Only during Prime Day.
Jeebus.
No, he's not a Mormon. He's an evangelical. Him and his wife have a channel. Are they bigger than Paul and Morgan?
I don't know. I can
don't
look.
They at least have more prospects than Paul and Morgan because they have like a videography business that they do for weddings and shit. Jordan's going to verify that for me. Sorry for the weird pause there.
Keep going.
Anyway.
is that it's the only piece of armor of God that is both offensive and defensive. So as me and Sutton were going through these challenges this past week, I did not do a good job of praying. I did not do a good job of reading the Word. You know, I'm such a creature of habit and routine that once I get out of that routine, I kind of fall apart a little bit, it seems like. So I wasn't reading my Bible like I normally do. Me and Sutton weren't praying together. All the things that we normally...
Dude,
I
you were
hate
moving.
this.
Give yourself some fucking grace. You were busy.
I just hate this because it just instills the whole like checkboxy thing, and it also, because this is like, to me, this is the beginnings of like religious scrupulosity. Like this is like the first steps, because everything becomes checkboxy and then everything gets assigned a consequence. Like Sutton and I stopped praying together and we got delayed getting into our house. And so there's this idea that that Jesus or God or whoever you believe in is punishing for your actions, which is a really, really dangerous mindset to get in, because that's the way that I used to think. And so then you kind of go down this path of, okay, I have to pray for 30 seconds every day, or, you know, I'm going to be punished. Like, what is God going to take away from me? What problems is he going to cause? Like, this is just such toxic logic, and it makes me sad that he thinks this way.
It's kind of, it gives the vibe of scrupulosity.
Yep.
Totally. I think also the more kind of even shittier implication of this is that him and Sutton were doing, and he views this as an attack of Satan. You know, it is what it is. He views this as we were not protecting ourselves, Nate or Sutton and myself, by doing what is right. And now also his kids are being affected by that. That's really kind of a shitty implication there.
Yeah.
Like, your actions affect your children, and God is going to punish your children by
For
extension.
what you're doing? Yeah.
That's shit.
I just hate that.
do to strengthen our armor was being cracked and it was being weakened. So I started looking into the sword of the Spirit, and it's so interesting because when Satan was attacking Jesus, the way he responded was through the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. And he was quoting Scripture. If you go back and read in the Gospels, when Satan was tempting Jesus, Jesus was actually responding to Satan with Scripture. And so if Scripture was...
Jesus had no place to lay his head, but yeah.
wanna
That
talk about
space between
homeless.
houses was definitely a direct attack on Satan from Satan.
I can't.
That was one of
unsee-
the temptations during the 40 days. He was like, "You're not
That's
gonna
fair.
find any place to stay while you're in between houses."
I can't get over the deep fake thing now. Like, it really is bothering me watching this. That's what it looks like.
a powerful weapon for Jesus, how much more powerful is it for us? So what I'm saying to you guys today is, if you are dealing with some kind of spiritual warfare, if it's obvious to you that you are being attacked, it's obvious that the enemy's coming after you, then you need to armor up. And that is the time to pray. That is the time to be in the Word daily. The Word is our nourishment. And that's what God calls it, is the bread of life. So if you're not being nourished, it's like, once again, it's like a man going on the battlefield or woman going on battlefield without eating. They're malnourished. They're anorexic.
What?
And I heard it.
Why did he have to throw that in there?
Because he knew he was going to get called out for it.
He
He's
needed to
like,
be
women.
No, he was not malnourished, anorexic.
Oh, I was going back to the part
Jordan
where he was
was
like, and women going to the...
hung up on the misogyny.
Yeah, I was still hung up on that.
Yeah, why do we need to bring eating disorders into this exactly?
I'm so confused right now.
Friendo.
Somebody asked, we don't have moderators in here. We probably should, but we don't. So if anything gets deleted, it's because the person who sent the message deletes it.
Yep, we are the sole moderators, and we're just monitoring it.
We don't like delete anything or block anybody unless they're being like legitimately hateful.
Yeah, or horny bots.
Yeah, because we got those
the
last
first
time.
time. Or was that last time or the
That
first
was
time?
last time, I think.
Okay.
Said in an audiobook I was listening to yesterday that not reading the Word of God on a daily basis is spiritual anorexia. And if you're spiritually anorexic, how do you...
Stop.
What? Okay, I thought it was maybe just a one-time thing, but holy shit, he's like really bought in on this.
Spiritual anorexia. That's really what he just said, right?
Oh my god.
Dude.
What the fuck?
This is common with Paul and Morgan too. Like the whole like, I don't know if this is just like fundy culture.
Yeah.
But there just seems to be like really unhealthy habits and like some disordered eating things, like really common with funnies, because Paul and Morgan, I noticed the same thing. Like Paul's made comments about Morgan, like her weight and her being, you know, like making sure she's hitting the gym while pregnant so she's not like gaining weight, which is the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever seen in my life, because when you're pregnant, you can't control that. Which is like, you just can't. You can eat like perfectly clean your whole pregnancy and still, like, I gained 80 pounds during my pregnancy. You just can't, like, it's hormones and things, you can't fix it. Yeah. But it's just like this weird pattern of like disordered eating things, and a lot of fundies are really thin. There's nothing wrong with being thin, but a lot of them are. And then you have like Paul's dad with this weird like being upset that overweight people are at the gym. So the fundies in here will, the fundy censored, uncensored people will know what I'm talking about. But it's just like, what? Like, what is happening? And then like the ad is for BetterHelp, which is mental health related. So I'm like patiently waiting for like how he's going to tie this back to the ad.
Yeah, we are at 5 minutes, 2 seconds. The whole thing is 5 minutes, 56 seconds. I wanted to say, I feel like they kind of add these things in there like, oh, it's spiritual anorexia. I feel like it's almost to legitimize in the context of like modern science and things, like the hardship, quote unquote hardships of spirituality.
Michaela, that's a really good point. She said lots of fundies see being fat as a sin. That's a really good point that I hadn't considered.
Rebecca.
Thank you again. My eating disorder almost killed me. Glad he thinks throwing around the term is fun. Almost ruptured my stomach. Super cool.
Seriously, yeah. It's like kind of, because I'm in a weird spot where I'm like, what he's describing about not reading his scriptures and praying enough because he was busy and like ascribing that to a very real thing. It's, I don't know. I don't want to say, hey, yeah, it's totally invalid what you're saying as a hardship, because I mean, I'm sure it is hard for him, but compared to an actual diagnosable eating disorder, it's not even a thing. So,
well, and to me, what that says
Gwen
is,
Shamblin, yeah,
very
Gwen
much.
Shamblin.
What this says to me is he doesn't feel like what he's saying is like legitimate. Like he doesn't think that this is like a concern that people are going to take seriously.
Yeah.
So he has to assign it to something else that he knows people take seriously in order to send a message. But this is not like something to mess around with, like seriously. And I mean, with the whole, you know, fundy people not liking fat people and things, it makes sense. Like, we got fat phobia in society, and then you throw religion into the mix, and we've just got like this explosive thing going on. But if I think somebody saw it, I think somebody said it in the comments, but if he uses like this eating disorder thing to tie into BetterHelp, like, I'm gonna throw shit. Like, you don't have an eating disorder, at least that we're aware of. Stop trying to like co-opt somebody else's problems and suffering in order to make a point.
Yeah.
Like,
not a
hello?
Fan. Hello? Are you good? So yeah, let's see.
You expect to fight the enemy when he's coming after you. You need to be full, you need to be satiated, you need to be strong. So I know, and it's so weird that when we start going through these trials, that it seems like we are naturally pulled away from the Word of God and prayer and all these amazing things, but that's when you need to be armoring up the most. So if talking to you guys out there that are going through some battles right now, if you feel like the enemy's coming after you, armor up, get in the Word, soak in that nourishment. Really, don't just read it, but soak it in and meditate on it and how it can apply to your life. Pray to God, have faith. Faith is a huge piece of the armor of God, and watch the enemy flee. So if you're like me, we want to get the enemy out of here, so let's do it by armoring up on the Word of God. Let's go.
So he didn't even have to do the ad.
So I think it was just, is it just an affiliate link in the description? Because I saw the link in there, and I saw at the beginning it said, oh, this contains an ad. Yeah. Oh, BetterHelp affiliate.
Keep talking. I want to look at something.
So that's...
Soaking.
That's
yeah,
kind of interesting. Soaking. Yeah, satiated is also such an odd thing. We need to be soaking in the Word of God, everyone. Soak it all in, every little bit of it, because once you're married, you won't be able to do that anymore. You'll get drenched by the Word of God from there. There is a lot of controversy surrounding BetterHelp. So Peach T said another reason to not use BetterHelp. Look at those. Oh, shit. You guys were saying a lot while reacting. Let them all run through here. Soak till you're satiated. Bro, my parents say soaking in the Word of God a lot.
No, they do? Oh, man.
That's concerning. Anyway, are you going to bring stuff up about BetterHelp?
Yeah. So
there was a lot about BetterHelp in the last year or two.
So I'm not a fan of like these like therapy type companies. There might be like some therapists or social workers potentially in the chat. I don't know if Melissa's still in here, but essentially a TikTok went viral from a therapist named Jeff Gunther. You might have seen his TikToks before. I see him a lot. But his claim is that BetterHelp sells mental health information to third parties like Facebook, and that they underpay their therapists. So BetterHelp therapists receive around $30 an hour, while a typical hourly rate is $100. Let me tell you, I mean, that might seem like a lot for a lot of people, but remember, most social workers have at least a master's degree. Most therapists at least have a master's degree. So $30 an hour with a master's degree is just...
Melissa has tons of problems with BetterHelp.
See? Okay. Melissa knows. Yes. And then he also, this is true, BetterHelp has a set word count in their text service, which puts therapists in a difficult situation when hitting the word limit. So that's...
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Which I don't also love that as a therapy platform anyway. And the expectation that you have 24 access to a therapist is also not healthy. Like, if there is an emergency and you need to reach out to your therapist, that's one thing. But, you know, it's just not ideal. And this is all from a TikTok. I'm reading this from an article. So just keep that in mind. But according to BetterHelp, they responded to these claims and said that they don't trade data for money, and that they disclose what they do in their data privacy policy, which is like we do, but we tell you that we do kind of vibes. And then they say that 90% of their therapists earn more than $30 an hour. And that's still problematic because 10% of your therapists are receiving less than that. So that's still an issue.
Somebody said check out Mickey Atkins' video on it, and then another person said they thought that she had to take it down, and it looks like she did.
Oh, did BetterHelp come after her?
It's possible. There are other videos about it.
BetterHelp, don't come
Epiphany
for me.
by Yenzel.
I'm literally reading an article, and I will link it in the description. So don't come for me. I'm reading an article from the Daily Dot.
They don't even research their sponsors.
So the thing is,
Sponsorships.
just be mindful of that. It is in their privacy policy that they are allowed to share users' information with third parties. So just a tangent. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. I mean, just coming from I understand therapy is not accessible for everyone, especially with the state here in the United States, how healthcare works, being able to access even on a sliding payment scale is just not viable for a lot of people. And Medicaid, I mean, it's really hit and miss. Being able to find a therapist or other mental health expert that really works and fits well with you is a privilege for sure. So the idea behind BetterHelp is great, but we live in a capitalism system, and of course they're going to try to make money.
Yeah.
So they're going to exploit their employees where they can, and in the end it's just not going to be helpful. So.
But I mean, if you're in a situation where BetterHelp is the only thing that you can afford, I'm not going to tell you not to do it, because if that's in your realm of affordability right now, because I mean, it is a lot cheaper than a therapist. So than a physical therapist that you might meet with, or, virtually, the rate is really, really low. So just keep that in mind. BetterHelp, you might be a good suited fit for some people. I'm personally not a fan. That's my own personal opinion. Yep. I was reading from an article. Don't come for me. So anyway, back to Nate.
Before we do this, we had a super chat from Total Eclipse of the Fart. Thank you. They said, have you heard / know anything about hypnotherapy? My therapist moved, and the new one they want me to try does it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a red flag. That feels like a red flag to me.
Hypnotherapy's been around a long time, as is a lot of therapeutic modalities. There is a lot of research that is questionable and a lot of research that is out there, and you can, do your research on it and see kind of what speaks to you. I mean, it is just another modality. If a terrible therapist were to take advantage of someone, I could easily see it through hypnotherapy, but that could be said for any modality. I did do hypnotherapy very early on in my therapy journey, and I was not a fan. But that's just like any modality. It might be a good fit for you. So there's no harm in trying it, and if you hate it, then just, either find another therapist or, go a different direction. Yeah.
Obviously, this is the advice of two people on the internet. So
this is not my professional opinion. This is my personal opinion.
Please take it with a grain of salt. And I have no experience in it, but if someone was like, hey, do you want to do hypnotherapy? I would be like, thanks, but no thanks, bye.
Yes, Kendra just made the comment, hypnotherapy is way easier to abuse patients through, and that was my experience. So I personally am not a fan, but I am not going to speak for professional hypnotherapists. So
there you go.
Anyway, back to fucking Nate, bro.
We need to wrap this one up because we got other things that we want to get to. Last thoughts on Nate.
Grow up.
Honestly. I was thinking, man, this was a fucking video just for the BetterHelp sponsorship, but it's just an affiliate link. So what was the point of the video? He went in and he said nothing. So, and, peace and love to them. It sucks to have young children and to be in a hotel room for a week, but Jesus.
Well, and it just is not why make a video about that? That's an Instagram post.
Yeah,
that's post it on Instagram, get some engagement, and be done with it.
And you don't have to just babble on for 5 minutes.
For real. I'm gonna ask Mickey about this. That's funny.
Oh, Mickey's. Hit Mickey up. I didn't realize that you would message between her. That's pretty cool. What's up, Minnesotans? For those who got here a little late, Nate made a video about how they were being attacked. Literally, it was called "We Are Being Attacked," and he was talking about the hardships that they had while they were in between. Homeless was the word he used. Between houses for a week.
Yeah.
So
that's the gist. I had a therapist tell me that I need to turn to God while during our sessions. Nope. Immediate nope. Nope. Unless you are like personally seeking out religious counseling from like a religious therapist, and that's people's vibe sometimes, and that's fine. But if that's not what you were looking for, red flag.
No. Yeah, you don't want that.
Bye, Heather.
Have a good night, Heather. Thank you. Okay, next thing that we wanted to move on to. We want to talk about Taylor.
I want to...
It's in the thumbnail. What all did we have in the thumbnail?
I want to talk about Brittany. I want to talk about Brittany. Will you pull up her Instagram?
Let me just look.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking in the thumbnail. I just want to be in the know. We put Sutton in the thumbnail and she wasn't even in the video.
Sorry, Sutton.
We work harder to put Sutton in on our channel than Nate does to put Sutton in on their channel. Let me see here. Instagram.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to shift into another fundy. We're going to talk about Brittany Dawn.
We're talking about like BetterHelp and stuff like that. Oh, fuck.
She didn't block me, did she? Okay.
Oh, no.
I was going to be like, I didn't even fucking do anything. Okay.
Are we getting an update on the sleep paralysis
No.
demon? Dude,
no.
Jesus, she's really edging us on that one.
I know. She? Okay, middle top, where the two of them
This
are.
one?
No. Yes, that one.
That one.
Okay, so for those of you...
Hold on. Let me change the screen here.
So Brittany has been teasing that something's happening for like the last week or so.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? And she's like really getting off on the fact that everybody thinks she's pregnant. But this is what they announced.
She just loves to edge everybody. Huh?
She does.
On like everything.
Bethany from GirlDefined does the same thing. A secret we've been keeping the last 4 months. We are becoming foster parents. We are stepping into the foster to adopt problematic program in just a few short months. The biggest blessing of an open door we've ever walked through, and we can't wait to see what the Lord has in store.
I could wait forever on that one.
So there's like a million problematic things to talk about here. Also, no, her hair is not cute here. Do something with the ends. It looks like a broomstick. It is so blunted. Please do something.
Oh my God. It looks like a really bad paintbrush.
It's like a wig at this
end.
point. Like if you like, you can do like a variation where they're not all the same, like, you know, blunted like that. I don't know.
But it has to
anyway.
be. Yeah. Never mind.
It looks like noodles. Okay. Anyway.
That Justin Timberlake in the 2000s type beat.
So here's the thing. There's like a million different problematic aspects of this, right? So we have the fostering piece, which is there's a lot of people who have a lot of issues with people who, you know, go down the foster process with the foster to adopt mindset, like out of the gate, because anybody who works in, you know, like child protective services or is a foster parent or is like, you know, foster adjacent or has had foster kids in the past knows that reunification is top priority. Reunification with their biological family is top priority in these situations. And so like going into the foster program with the expectation that you're going to adopt is kind of like, it happens, right? There are foster kids who cannot be returned to their parents, or parents terminate their parental rights and things of that nature. But it is not like, by and large, what's going to happen. And I think in Brittany's case, because like, just think about what she's done with their dogs. Like there's some confusion around like where one of her dogs is. Like, is it at the ranch with her parents? Did her parents take it? Like there was a pit bull that she gave up for a while. They shot the one dog. Remember, Jordan shot that one.
Yeah.
And so
real thin blue line of him.
So I'm like, not a good track record. Like if you can't handle a dog, the responsibility and annoyingness of a dog, like particularly a puppy, because they're very needy, puppies especially. So if you're not like, if that's not good, like if you can't handle that and you keep giving them up and giving them away and shooting them and shit, like you can't do that with your kids. But if you foster, essentially you can. So the whole vibe for me is
like leasing a kid, basically.
Yes.
That's not what it is, but it seems like that's how they're going to treat it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It totally is. Someone said Micah Stauffer. Yes, this is giving Micah Stauffer vibes immediately right off the bat. And it, there's also some people in the Brittany Dawn Snark sub also brought up the fact that there's money. Foster parents get money typically. Is it anything significant? No. I had plenty of foster kids that I taught when I was teaching public school, and their parents didn't get a whole lot unless they had unless you had like 8 of them or something, and then things start to add up. But by and large, that's not a good way to make money.
No.
So the dog situation was Brittany's dog got hit by a car, and
they were like on their way home.
They were on their way home, and the car was in the road, and somebody figured out that she's like 5 minutes away from an emergency vet that's open 24/7. But instead of taking the dog to an emergency vet that was right by her house, they decided that he couldn't be saved and he was too far gone. So Jordan took him in the backyard and shot him. So
I thought it was just in the street.
No, he took him in the backyard and turned on his.
Well, not like that's any better.
No, it's not. But that's, I should have trigger warned this with animal abuse. But anyway, that's. And Nikki Phillippi vibes where they just, they just euthanized their dog because they didn't really want it anymore, but they blamed it on their kid. So, anywho, all this to say that this does not sound like a responsible person to be taking on a kid. Maybe it was in the garage. I thought it was in the backyard.
Oh, he turned on the air compressor.
He turned on the truck, I thought.
Or something like that. Something to make noise.
Jen has it in her Fundy Fridays video.
I would be really shocked if that were not illegal, because by and large, places that I've lived, you are not allowed to discharge a weapon anywhere that's in city limits, usually.
Yeah, and that's what somebody else said it was illegal. So
I mean, that's beyond the animal abuse bit, but. So
that's the thing is, but it just gives like shopping for kids vibes, and I don't like that. So there's that issue, and then there's also the question of Brittany is almost like a lot of fundies is almost all for show. So there's a lot of people in the Brittany Dawn Snark sub who think that this is all bullshit and they're not going to actually do this. And there's a few reasons that could be why. We've got Jordan, who has the whole assaulting a civilian incident, which is hard to really tell because I don't think he was ever criminally charged for that because they settled. He's also a cop. I think it's still on his record, but it's not like a charge is my understanding. Yeah. So if there's screening for like a background check, I mean, that's a red flag, but would it prevent them from fostering? I don't think so. There's also an open investigation by the state of Texas into Brittany Dawn for her fucking scam.
Hold on. It's cutting out. Give it just a second. Is the audio cutting out and the video's okay, or is it just kind of stuttering? We might have a bad connection right now. I hate that we don't have a wired connection, but I can't run a wire across the house with a toddler.
The whole stream was hanging.
Oh no.
Is it okay now?
Is it better now? Okay, it's good now. Better now. Okay.
Not better yet. Oh, Lord. It's good for me. Okay for me.
Okay.
If it happens again, let us know. Sometimes our internet is just like, our internet is shit, and sometimes it just like bops out.
Sorry about that.
But anyway, they both have, I mean, he has that investigation that's now over, but he was in charge because they settled, so I don't think that stays on his record. He's also a cop, which is like, that's your personal opinion. But then there's the scam that's, you know, the Texas Attorney General is actively investigating Brittany Dawn. She's scheduled to go to trial in March. So, you know, those are some things, but would that prevent anybody from fostering?
Oh, no, it's still happening. Satan is in the
hell?
YouTube servers.
Satan, no.
Son of a bitch.
We're under spiritual attack on this stream.
A wireline adapter. I might need to try that out. Let me look it up. Somebody criticized my cable management. We live in a rental person. Thank you. And if you saw our setup in this place, you would be like, oh, yeah, that's not viable. What was it called? Wire. Go back up real quick.
Satan heard we don't pray together.
Wireline.
Okay, somebody said they left and come back, and it left and come back. Wow, okay. Left and came back. Someone said left and came back, and that fixed it. It might be YouTube is having an issue.
It could be. Does this give me the stream health on here? Oh, it does. Yeah, we're green right now. So.
We're green, so everybody says leave and come back, and that will fix it.
Bad internet. We're basically homeless.
Basically.
According to Nate. Maybe I'll have to try this wireline thing. Network extender.
Guys, all pray that it's going to get better, okay? All of you pray right now.
Everybody pray hard. Sorry about that. Tim said that it's working and they have crappy service.
I was on earlier streams today and all of them had problems. Pretty sure it's YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking YouTube, bro.
The thing is, it can't be Satan because we are Satan's Ponzi scheme. So it's got to be Jesus. So, Jesus is taking out. I didn't think I'd see the day where Jesus was taking out YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
Because Jesus is the problem because we got Satan on our side, y'all.
Seriously. Well, sorry about that, everybody.
Live chat's going down quite a bit, so hopefully that means y'all are going and coming back. Hopefully it'll work.
Hit that refresh button. Sorry for the issues.
Big J attacking all of us.
Big J. There is not God in this Chili's tonight, for real.
Purse to L. Ron Hubbard. He's in charge of the Thetans, and everyone knows they manage internet reliability.
Right.
Yes.
The patron saints of internet reliability.
Yes.
1 like in the chat equals 0.75 prayers.
Yes. If you're praying, hit the like button.
Did you add to your tattoo?
No.
I am scheduled to get a tattoo. Now. When am I getting my tattoo? September? My next one. Next one's going to be back here. It's probably going to hurt like a bitch too, so.
Okay. I wanted to pause since we had so many people drop off.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. I'm going to try this Fireline thing.
See if it does something.
Yeah. It's got good reviews. 4.4 reviews, stars out of 1,400 reviews is
that's pretty good.
A good sign. All right. Yes, this spot is pretty painful. So that'll be fun.
Okay. Anyway, somebody was concerned about what I'm saying in relation to my schooling. Let me know specifically what you think. I'm always curious. Yeah, guys, come on. Only 250 likes. I'm going to shame you into liking this video.
We are disgusted.
Okay, so back to the foster care situation. So I don't know that there's anything like that will prevent Brittany from being able to foster. I know a lot of people, like, I'm of the camp, I don't like her. I don't like what she does. I think a lot of her shit is toxic, just like all the other fundies. And I would prefer that she not, but I don't think, like, I would have to look at Texas law, but I don't know that there's anything that either of them done that, like, really warrants not being able to foster. Like, in my experience, I mean, I guess it depends on your state, but I think it has to be pretty severe in order to not foster kids. I feel like in Texas, not to hate on Texas, but and the foster care as it is just doesn't have enough people to help, you know, as it goes, and so they come off as a very nice Christian couple, and so that's, I mean, you know, that's, yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one.
Really tough.
I also don't I don't know. I mean, this isn't ideal, but I would rather her not have foster kids, but
Taylor Robinson, thanks for the super chat. All mental health professionals are now under one board in Texas. It really shocked all of us last year when they decided this. They probably got through due to all the hot mess the board is right now.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised. Texas is really kind of a hot mess, and sometimes it's a freezing, blistering cold mess.
Yes, Juliet, see, you put it perfectly. As a foster parent myself, it is triggering when people use the phrase foster to adopt. It's not a thing. You either foster to help put families back together or you pursue adoption, separate things. Yeah.
There you go.
That's the best way that you could
it's
describe
not
it.
like leasing and then at the end of your lease, you're like, I want to buy now.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Not a thing. What's the deal with Brittany's lawsuit? So she's being sued by the Texas Attorney General for basically scamming. It's related to her fitness thing that she did where she was like making fitness plans for people, and she was lying about, you know, providing like one-on-one consultations and providing custom things when she really wasn't.
Yeah.
And so she's not set to go to trial until I think March, and I don't even know that it'll be like a whole thing. But there are some people in the Funny Snark or the Brittany Dawn Snark sub that are speculating that they're doing these things to help make her look more like reformed. Like before, she was this like fitness bitch with like the pixie haircut and was like out here immodest.
Out here with soul ties and,
you know, and all these things. And now she's a reformed Christian woman. She's reformed.
Ara Love, we see you. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Ara Love.
They said it was the first live chat, so welcome. Welcome to the stream.
It could all be a ploy to, you know, to look more reformed since she's going to trial. I don't know. I could see it.
I mean, yeah. There's the stereotype of people finding Jesus in prison.
You know, she's found Jesus. She's repented.
She's jumping the gun, I guess.
They're foster parents now. Like it just all lines up really nicely. I don't know how that changes the fact that you scammed people, but I don't know. Does it? I don't know. So that's the thing with Brittany. There's also some speculation that maybe she's doing this like kind of for clout, kind of to look like a good person, and then in a few months she's going to get pregnant and be like, oh, you know, God just took us down another open door. He's knocking doors, you know. Yeah. So I could easily see that happening too.
The first thing that came to mind for me was she's doing this, maybe she's not eligible, or they aren't eligible to be foster parents or something like that, and then she can spin it as, oh, Christians are under attack. The state is so evil, they won't even let us foster children, and we love the children so much.
That's
and they
true.
are just trying to basically let children fall by the wayside because they're, the whole deal with abortion is kind of the same.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that. So I can attest I've had some foster kids in therapy with similar foster placements. Rich people sometimes just get approved despite lots of red flags, at least in Oklahoma. Interesting.
Are they actually rich though? Do they actually have money, or is it just
they have a nice house. They must be doing something. When God closes one door, he opens a window. We've had 3 raccoons get in the house this week, and he refuses to stop opening the windows.
Please tell me that's real and not just like a copy pasta.
Texas will do a lot if you say you're doing it for Jesus. That's fair. That's fair.
Social Spoon said that foster care system in Canada is a mess. They also said that fundies are like seeking out to foster Indigenous children.
Oh,
which
so we're just doing placement programs again. Okay.
Yeah.
Did we ever stop?
Yeah, with the vibe in Canada for the last little while here with the boarding schools and things like that, that is just really gross to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I always want the best for children. I don't really know what else to do with that information. I really hope that she's just full of shit. To me, that's kind of the best outcome in here.
Residential schools. Is that different from boarding schools? It's like the same thing, right?
Boarding schools and residential schools?
Yeah.
I think residential schools are the placement ones in Canada. I think they call it differently, don't they?
They might. That's what Social Spoon said.
Let's see. Anyway, I'm an adult adoptee and my adopted momster. Oh, yikes. Should have never been able to foster or adopt. Yeah, I think...
that's terrible.
That's the dicey thing about these things is I know some really kick-ass foster parents and I know some ones that are just also a part of a really broken system. So anyway, that's kind of the gist with Brittany. I don't know where it's going to go. Let's hop over into Bethany just to get some funny juju.
On Insta?
This chat.
Are we going to SheWorksSmart?
Let's see if she's
or her main page?
Let's go to SheWorksSmart and see if she's posted anything new. I confess I did not look at her Instagram before this.
What is SheWorksSmart?
Wait, what is she doing in the shower?
Oh no. Here, let me get the
screen
going here.
What? Make sure you have it muted just in case.
Dave doing? It's muted.
Okay.
Favorite hack for viral views. Oh, is she like a... Oh, yeah. Glad
Bethany,
we had it moved.
You're like 10 years late to this
so
trend.
Fucking late to this trend.
Bestie. Oh my God. What, were people doing this during like the height of the pandemic? Wasn't this like...
No, this was
Was this 2021? Oh God, I feel like that was so long ago. I think it was at
the end of 2021 or...
Business boss babe Bethany.
This year.
Yes. And why'd you have to do it in the shower?
I don't know. For the dramatic effect.
From what I understand, she has a nice house. Like she could have just, and we're like.
I mean, if it's so nice, what the fuck is this?
What?
Like a hatch above the shower?
Ooh.
What is that?
It doesn't look like it's. What's the thing above it? Is that a window or is that just like a vent above it?
I think this is a light.
It's a light.
I'm not sure.
It could be a skylight.
No, definitely not.
It's like a legit light. It's just looking weird to me with the thing underneath it.
Overdone. Try something new.
Amen.
That comment reminds me of the sorry, not beautiful.
Also, this is not a modest dress, but it also looks like a nightgown. Sorry.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
That's Dave's escape hatch. Oh my God. And the best part is Bethany has like zero self-awareness. So if that was his escape hatch, like she can stand right underneath it and he doesn't care because he knows she won't pay attention.
I hate when bathrooms don't have windows. Yeah. It definitely is not fun. This is odd. What were we gonna talk about?
Anyway,
this is the Celine Dion song. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
If you're on TikTok and stuff like that.
What else has she? Go to the next one. I'm trying to see if she posted about the thing.
This next one down.
Stop comparing your start to someone else's end. Okay, go back.
But you were talking about she had a PDF coming out.
Yeah,
right?
I wanted to see if she posted anything about it. Go to her other account.
Bethany, does she not have it? James. James. That's fair. You got to do your research somewhere, right?
Because she's not doing it through SheWorksSmart. It's got to be her original account. Okay, scroll down.
I didn't know you could pin posts.
Yes.
Godly men. Our world desperately needs strong, humble husbands and fathers.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, so let me pull up what I'm thinking of.
This is the strong husband and humble father that she's talking about. Which, no shade.
No shade.
That's what I look like. But I feel like usually when they're talking about shit like that, they're usually talking about people like Brittany Dawn's husband.
Okay, Rebecca, yes. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because we talked about in our last GirlDefined update video that Bethany, we talked about her PDF that she made. We talked about that quite a bit, that she sold for like $12 or whatever, and it was like, what, like 15 pages, if that, or something.
$12?
It's like $12. That she supposedly made like $5,000 on. And so she is doing stuff with, like, the girl spreads herself too thin. She's got like SheWorksSmart. She's got like her Bethany Beal shit. She's got like PDF over here, VIP course over here, no date on release. Like it's just like chaos in this girl's mind. Like I don't know what's going on. So she has decided to make another PDF, because this is just like her favorite thing to do. So on her stories the other day...
Will you text that to me and I'll just put it up here?
Yes. She posted this. And am I surprised at all? No, I am not. Allow us to pull it up for you.
Whew. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay. Let's go down here. Shut up, Google.
So this is what I'm talking about. She posted this on her story, finalizing the new guide for single women. 100 questions to help you personally prepare for a romantic relationship. Start preparing now while you're still single.
What?
And then the most important thing about this, of all of this, is she includes a question box that says must-haves to be included in this guide. Now, if you remember in our GirlDefined update video, she did this with the previous PDF, where she basically polled her audience for questions, like her followers, and was like, give me your best questions. And then she just pulled all of those, put them in a PDF, and then sold it back to her followers.
This is Bethy's finalizing PDF right now.
This is her course, too.
It's being finalized right now.
Oh my God. And so she asked this question. She's fixated on singles. Like, there's this whole obsession of hers with like single women, and is like, singles, how to prepare for a romantic relationship. Like, what do you need to prepare for a romantic relationship? Just like be a decent person, go to therapy. Like,
put
that's
a little
how
lipstick
you prepare.
on.
That's how you prepare. Like, you do what you need to do. You don't need to have like this checklist of, I need to do XYZ before I can be in a romantic relationship. And so because it took Bethy so long to get married, I think she projects her insecurity about not getting married like quick enough onto her followers, because she was so stressed about not getting married like at a decent like at a younger age.
A younger age.
So now she just assumes that everybody else is in that same boat and is like panicking about the fact that they're single and, you know, like 22. Like, I mean, no shame. I was the same way. But that's, I don't know, neither here nor there. Yeah. But
she is gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing a little too close to the sun right now.
She is. And so then the other day.
Thanks, Taylor, for that one. Taylor Robinson.
11 hours ago, well, she talks about how her guide's going to be ready, right? Like, it's just like the course where she teases, like, that it's, like, kind of finished, and she's just, like, kind of teasing it a little bit. But then today she says it's not ready. So go back to that first story.
Do you want to watch this story? Okay. Oh, fuck off. It's still playing. How do I? Please.
Come on, bro.
Do not mind me. I am still figuring this shit out. I have to sneeze. One moment, please.
The latter half of the stream has just been real chaos.
Sorry about that. All right, let's get this going. We'll go back. Oh.
Really quick for the day, so it is not ready quite yet. After getting feedback from y'all, I wanted to make it a bit more robust. So originally it was just going to be kind of like the questions, which are amazing. I've added a ton. So there's.
I don't think people can hear. Hold on. Why is this not going? Why are you the way that you are? Hold on. This is the loopback audio. Let me fix something real quick. No sound. See, we are just on the struggle bus right now. Why is this not playing?
I can just summarize what she's saying.
That's weird. Jordan's just going to summarize. I don't know why this is. Yeah, the white text on the
not very
light
accessible
background.
So she's like, give me your ideas, like, just as like a tying the knot on my like perfect little PDF. Like, yeah. I'm, you know, it's basically like finished. Like, I just would like to hear some feedback if there's anything I want to, like, a few things I want to add. And then she comes out and says, it's not ready yet. Yeah, Bethany, it's not ready yet because you fucking stole ideas from your followers and it's going to take you a minute to compile them all into a PDF. Like, I swear that she did not have anything prior to this. Like, maybe just the idea and like one or two questions. And then she got on and asked her followers, and now she's just going to copy paste that into the PDF and sell it. And this is my personal opinion. It's not necessarily what she's doing. I'm not saying she's scamming anybody. But
that's what it feels like.
It's very sus to me because, I mean, people are paying for a product, so it's not necessarily a scam because they're getting the product, but it's something that they've already, like, it's not helpful. Because if half of the questions in there are questions that they provided, I mean, you know, you can argue that other people didn't see the questions, and that's fine. But I just, bad vibes here. Like, I'm not a fan. It's the same thing with the course thing. Like, I don't know if her page even says when the course is going to happen. There's still, like, TBD on that. Like, I really think she's just a project starter. Like, it could just be, like, ADHD vibes where she just, like, has her hand in a few different things and then never gets around to finishing, like, each thing. Because she has, like, 3 different Instagram accounts. She has the GirlDefined, Bethany Beal, SheWorksSmart. And then there's Single Girl Meditations that she also runs. So there's 5 Instagram accounts.
Single Girl Meditation?
Yeah, it's in her bio.
There's no way she still runs that, though, right?
She posts, like, occasionally.
That's dumb.
And again, we're paying for a PDF where I guarantee you if you went and Googled, like, questions for your boyfriend or questions for your spouse or questions for your partner, you would get a pretty comprehensive list of things that you can ask instead of having to buy it for $12 from Bethany.
Seriously.
Like, just Google that shit.
The Gnome Queen would like to add Please don't come for us ADHD folks who never finished anything.
Hey,
I feel you there.
we're in this.
I feel you there.
It's a mutual problem.
Have you ever taken a look at our playlists? We're like, we're doing a series, and then a couple months we're just kind of done with it. Oh, is that Mickey?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can talk about it.
Okay. We should have guests on. That would be really cool. Although apparently I'm going to struggle with the audio all the way there, so that's fun. Love that for me. She working, she working when she farts. Sometimes.
Why can I not type? Oh my god, the last half of this stream is been a disaster.
We need you for the last bit too, the last segment.
Okay.
We just edged people for 2 hours to get to this point.
I don't even know if anybody cares about swingers anymore. Go to
It's old news.
TikTok. Booty rockin' cowgirl. Why did you have to start?
The Bethany rockin' cowgirl coming to my barn. Taylor, Frankie, Paul. I'm surprised she doesn't have a blue check mark yet.
I know.
What? It is past our bedtime.
It thinks you're a
we
bot.
haven't even eaten dinner. It does think I'm a bot.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. She has 3.6 million followers. Jesus.
Yes.
H Christ, my dude.
Let's see.
Are
Where's
there
the
any
one I
that will
think
be
you have?
able to? No, because all she does is sounds and dancing, and it's
All she
drives
does
me
is sound
nuts.
and dancing. Okay, go down a little bit. These are the swingers. I don't know where Taylor's from, but there are a lot of swingers in Daybreak, Utah. That is for sure.
No, this is Draper shit, I think.
You're right. She lived in Draper, which is not far. We're in the same area. Do the one where she looks very provocative next to the hair one.
This one?
Yes. Again, you're gonna have to keep everything muted.
We're gonna keep it muted. Let me see here.
Yes, I would also like to touch on Ruby for a minute too.
Oh, so we have a third one. Here we go. Okay. Classy mom talk per usual. She drives a Volkswagen. Is that what? Wow. Okay.
So this one in particular, this second comment, I'm confused what Mormon means. So
Are we not all? Imagine your kids finding this years later. Who fucking cares?
every
How is
parent
that
does
the
things
top
that are embarrassing.
comment?
Would this be especially embarrassing to me years later? Probably, but that's not the point. So
I'm just scared to find our own shit myself
Yeah.
years later because I'm gonna go, whoa, why?
And so this kind of aired back into the, like, there's just been like quiet drama about the swingers. There hasn't been anything crazy. Like Taylor's gone on a few podcasts and said a few different things, none of which was like really grabby. It kind of feel like I feel like she's kind of riding the tail end of this a little bit. But then she's like not a part of Momtok anymore. And then now she's part of Momtok again with some of the moms for some reason. Okay, click out of this one.
Oh. Hopefully I don't have to mute more.
And then go up. And then do the one with her in the yellow shirt. And this was just from a week ago when they threatened to tell the whole truth. Please do. You have my permission. You go first. I'll go second. So essentially there's like still some drama going on between her and the other girl that was allegedly
Why is she? I'm going to click out of this
because there are kids in it.
Try not to.
There's still drama between her and the girl that was allegedly in the pictures, like the OnlyFans picture that we talked about from the video. That somehow got brought up again, and the person that doesn't want that to get out basically said that, again, it was from like a bachelor party from like years ago before they had kids, and then Taylor came back out again and said this picture was only from like a year or two ago and that it's a lie. Like, you're basically just like wholly fucking lying. And so there's kind of like some drama going back and forth of like the other girl that's involved is like keep playing with me and I'll tell the truth. And then Taylor's like, keep fucking with me. You can tell the truth and I'll go second. Like, there's just something really weird going on. And in the end,
none of us win. It's all dumb. Also, somebody was like, she's trying to flex that 23K used VW. For somebody who has so much money, so many followers, they get so many views on TikTok, they're choosing to drive a Volkswagen Tiguan.
Go up a little bit. There's like one other, I think. There's one other, I think.
I just couldn't stand to look at this as we were just talking.
Go to the one right there.
This one?
Yeah.
But are we shocked? Oh, photosensitive warning.
Photosensitive for anybody that has epilepsy or of the sort. We'll give you a second.
I haven't seen this, so I don't know why.
It's just the same one that we did because it just has the flashing lights.
Oh, yeah. Why did it just choose to... Oh, it's scrolling for me.
Okay, so this was literally 5 hours ago. Answering recurring questions. Do you have an OnlyFans link coming soon? Is your hair real? Yes. Are you still Mormon? Yes. Do you have Snapchat? No. Are you single? Single and ready to mingle.
You're still Mormon and you're doing an OnlyFans.
I don't think she's serious about the OnlyFans thing. If she did, she would make a lot of money.
Maybe she would do like the whole Belle Delphine troll. I don't know if you were
maybe
for that.
Maybe.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. I could see that. She would make money. People would buy into it. And so, but she's still purporting to be Mormon, and I can't.
Why?
Like, at this point, why keep I feel like it's just a bit at this point, so, like, why keep the bit going? Like, who is gaining anything from this?
Lucy, surely she's not actually Mormon, right? Surely it's just a big joke, like the grandma thing.
That's my thought.
It could be culturally Mormon. Yeah, that could be a thing. I
mean, she grew up in it.
Which is, like, the most fucking dumb thing I've ever heard. Culturally Mormon. There's literally nothing good to gain out of just being Mormon in name.
Like, people are like, it's the community. You can have a community anywhere. It doesn't have to be Mormon.
As long as it's not ex-Mormons, because we can't have a community for shit.
Mormon girl font water.
Dude.
Okay,
this is from
funny.
my baptism. That's perfect. Who said that? Samantha, you were a legend.
That was amazing. Is OnlyFans all sex workers, or is it some just like regular Patreon? It was not intended to be sex workers, and there was a time where they were going to boot sex workers off the app or the website, but they quickly rolled that back because they would have lost like all their money. But it is primarily sex work based. So I am waiting for tea. There was a comment today, and this is why I wanted to bring this up.
On the OnlyFans note, I did know a band who was doing stuff on OnlyFans that was non-sexual. But if that is the angle that she's getting, like, what is she going to post? The same shit that she posts on TikTok? I don't know who would pay for that.
So in the second TikTok that we didn't watch because it's just a stupid transition and doesn't matter, somebody commented and said, is this excitement for a reality TV show in the works? Now, remember, when all this stuff first came out, people were theorizing that Taylor was trying to get herself on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I mean...
And it sounds like with
Jen Shaw might be going to jail, so they might need somebody to take her place. And so I could really easily see her, like, be...
Garmy fans.
Like, going in, right? Like, this would be an opportunity. So somebody said, is this excitement for a reality TV show in the works? And she commented and said, few things may be coming. I don't trust Taylor for anything she says because half the time she's full of shit. But this is the first time where she's, like, confirmed nor denied anything about a reality TV show.
Right.
So...
Real Swingers of Salt Lake City?
Real Swingers of Salt Lake City.
Who's going to pick that up?
Come on.
That's going to have to be a TLC show, right? I don't think it would make it. What network is Real Housewives on?
I'm pretty sure it's Bravo.
Bravo. I don't know if they could make it on Bravo. They would have to be like a TLC or a... I don't even know. That's where I'm going to end that.
The drama for TLC would work. I mean, and the Fundy angle, because it is Mormon.
There you go.
They've got,
What was...
Yeah, we don't know if Jen's going to jail or not.
Might be going to jail. Allegedly.
Maybe. Anywho, so I don't know what's happening with Taylor. There might be some things coming out. I'm just waiting for the next, like, hot piece of garbage that's going to happen. Like, I'm just, like, I'm ready for the tea. I'm ready for the drama. So that's the only update that I have for you on Taylor. What else did I want to bring up?
Ruby do.
So there's some things that she said this week. Let me pull it up. Let me find it.
Wow, you have so many screenshots on here.
Don't judge me.
Jordan never deletes any of her screenshots ever. Her phone is full of just useless, worthless screenshots.
Don't be rude to me. Okay, so...
Will you send this to me and I can put it on the screen?
Yes. This is from 8 Passengers Snark, and I'm going to give a sewer slide reference warning here. Because that's what Ruby is talking about in the context of a child, as just a heads up. So if that's triggering for you, maybe hop out for a second. I have screenshots from 2014. See? I probably do too.
Jordan also doesn't crop her shit.
Rude.
Shame her. Shame her.
Prepared with receipts back to the dinosaur age. See? I come prepared.
There you go.
So this is a comment from Ruby in the Moms of Truth Facebook group where all this bullshit goes down. So she's responding to somebody, names are cut out. To those reading these comments, can you see how said person and many others are blaming sewer slide on parents? Sewer slide is becoming a bargaining tool, and children are literally deciding that if life doesn't show up a certain way, then they will choose to end their lives. These children are in a dark place and need truth. They don't need permission to blame parents. These individuals are hurting and they do have agency. Truth does not hurt people.
Oh my God.
There's like 50 different things in this comment that are like problematic. I don't even know where to begin with any of this.
Man. Ruby,
I really don't.
I hope all the sugar in your life is replaced with salt. Jesus.
Like the underlying part, first of all, sewer slide as a bargaining tool. First of all, no.
Stop.
No.
You're right.
And to think, this is the problem that I have with people who have this logic, because my mom is the same way.
Kendra, sewer slide is a code word to replace this one right here. It just keeps us out of trouble with YouTube.
With YouTube, yeah. So my mom did this too, and here's the problem that I have with it. Like when we're talking about children in this way and children utilizing something like this as literally a bargaining tool, it's just misguided because this just implies that children are inherently manipulative.
Yeah, what is it? Like a bribe?
Which they are not. Like, I would say in a great amount of cases that children aren't using that as a bargaining chip to manipulate a parent into doing something. When kids especially say things like this, I mean, I'm inclined to, it's our job to believe them when they say something like this. And when they do, I mean, this is an immediate call for help, like an immediate need to be addressed, need to seek mental health support, whether that be, taking them to, a mental health facility, whether that just be taking them to the emergency room. Like, this is a situation that needs to be treated like an emergency. Like this is not an okay situation. But I think for Ruby, it's just a great amount of projection because she's manipulative. So she's just going to project that bullshit onto her kids and be like, my kids are manipulative. Like if a kid is coming to you with that, like there's something going on and there's something that needs to be addressed. Like, whether there's like just a mental health issue or whether there's bullying going on at school or, there could be a myriad of other things, but that is just so unhealthy to me that somebody would choose to think this way. Sorry, I'm reading comments.
You're good.
So, The next part that I think is problematic, these children are a dark, dark place and need truth. So, no, they don't need truth. Like, whatever
Yeah,
the fuck you're selling.
What the fuck is truth?
They
Ruby?
don't need.
You just say that word all the fucking time and it's truth. It's just a buzzword, honestly. You're selling not even snake oil. You're selling an empty fucking bottle with empty promises of, like, helping your kids and stuff. And first off, you're not a mental health professional at all. You have no certification. You have no fucking clout. Please shut up.
She doesn't. And that's the scary thing about this. And I mean, you don't have to be like a mental health professional or have a professional mental health background in order to advocate for your kids and listen to what they say. Like, this is not like a precursor to being helpful or getting your kid access to help. Like, you just be a decent person. Like, this is just how Ruby complicates things to a point that isn't necessary.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And the fact that somebody else in this group who does have a mental health background, a clinical mental health background, reads this from Ruby and doesn't see any problem with it is like major not okay. Like, this person, the other person in this group is Jody, and she previously was a professional counselor and she previously did have a license. I don't know if she still has it anymore, but what she's doing right now does not require a license, and she's not providing therapy. And so there is really no way to hold her accountable, just like we can't do anything to hold Ruby accountable because they're not necessarily doing anything wrong.
Somebody was like, I'm on my last straw. Yeah, I absolutely am, honestly, because there's no direct action that can be taken because what they're doing is not illegal. They're not breaking any laws. It's like all contained in their stupid little Facebook group, and they're just telling these people this fucking damaging stuff. They don't need truth. They need to be listened to. You can solve problems that way. Your child is a fucking human being, and they can tell you what you can do to help them. And Ruby's solution is to plug your ears and just scream truth at them. So honestly.
Well, and that's the, and I think we talked about this in last stream. They made other comments about, mental health medication isn't truth. Like, it's not a principle of truth. And so if you're taking medication, you're making a choice to not live in truth, and medication is like somehow in what they call distortion. And so there's lots of like toxic mental health beliefs around this, which is just so confusing to me when somebody has like a professional mental health background and they think things like this. I'm like, what? And it's even more disappointing to me because I'm pretty sure Jody went to the school that I go to right now. And I don't think any of that, I'm confident that any of that dialogue would not be tolerated in the program that I'm in right now. Like, there's just no program would tolerate that.
Yeah, we were talking about on the podcast, here's another plug for them, Reclaiming the Garden podcast earlier, about how BYU, they teach evolutionary biology. They have classes on all this normal stuff that you would find in any academic setting, but the cognitive dissonance is non-existent because the theology supersedes it. So like, Jody must be way fucking invested because she essentially just sat through the classes so she can undercut it with her personal beliefs. Or maybe she has some sort of vendetta against the profession as a whole because she got caught doing something slimy, because that's what she is. And yeah.
And I think that's like one of the most frustrating things about all this, because all of this is contained in the Moms of Truth group.
Oh, it's a fucking echo chamber.
It is an echo chamber. And I think I am honestly very curious to see the amount of people who are actually in there like authentically, because there is a lot of people who are in there snarking. And so I would venture that at least over half of the people in this Facebook group are snarkers, because they are up to, what is it? I think 8,000, she said, or 7,000 in that Facebook group. And there's just no fucking way. Batman, thank you for your super chat.
Legality versus morality versus legality, Emily D. Baker.
I've heard a lot of good things about Emily D. Baker. I've never watched her stuff, but I'm pretty sure she's the lawyer that does reaction videos, right?
People are always really quick to, when it comes to schmabortion, be like, oh, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right. Well, just because it's right doesn't mean it's the law.
So somebody messaged me about this, and instead of typing it all out in response, you know who you are, but Jody she didn't lose her license. She got put on probation because while she was a therapist, she was seeing a client who was looking at porn, and he disclosed that to her. Yeah. And in turn, she went to, because he was at BYU, right? Was it the bishop or the honor code office?
I think it was to the bishop, and then he talked to the honor code office.
That's right.
I can't remember.
So there was like a chain of events. So she disclosed that information to a third party, and that third party got involved and disciplined because you can't be watching porn at BYU, right? So there would, you lose your temple recommend for a minute, they kick you out. Like, there are a variety of options. So, and that's just, yeah. So protected PHI, right? Like PHI, and took it to a third party that then punished them for it. And I'm pretty sure he went to the news and said that, she just wasn't like a good therapist overall, which is like, it makes sense.
Deeper than that.
But I read through the papers. I read like through her probation papers, and she just had to do like a few things. Like, I think she had like some additional like supervision hours that she needed, like with another therapist or a member of the board. And I think she had to do some additional training. And so it really wasn't like, and then, you're just on probation for a minute.
That would be, professionally speaking, that would be pretty humiliating. So
for
if
sure
she has a vendetta against them and is like, fuck you, she went full Rage Against the Machine.
I mean, I could see it.
In the worst way.
I could see it. And it, if you're doing that, like, as a therapist anyway, like, if you're willing to share, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me why you think that information would be something that you could share with somebody else. Like, this just shows to me that religion for Jody supersedes everything else. Like, even the, like, ethics that she agreed to uphold in her profession, Like, it's just, like, concerning. And so her license was eventually, like, she was taken off probation, and she was okay to practice again.
But that was at least 10 years ago.
That was a while ago.
I think 10 years ago, maybe 2014, I think.
Melissa says, scary truth, there are a lot of narcissists who become therapists for really bad reasons, and this kind of behavior tracks with being one of them. So, I don't doubt it, because there are bad people, and especially with narcissism, like, it makes sense. It's fulfilling a purpose for you. Ruby's brother did either see Jody, like, as a therapist, or work with her professionally or something. I don't remember which. I think he was interacting with her somehow, and he did leave a terrible review for connections on their Facebook page. Also, I found the picture that I was talking about last time. Let me find it.
Oh, yeah. She was like, oh, here it is. I was like, oh, yeah.
Because
Jordan's sending it to me.
They're giving me vibes. And again, I'm going to ask chat to tell me what you think when you see this photo. Okay?
Oh, I love it. We're bringing it up right now. Please hold. Hold on. Let's put this in.
It's very shitty photo quality.
Glory, yeah. The JPEG is rather low on this one. This is in southern Utah.
So
it's like a whole ass vacation.
Chat, tell me what you think. If you did not know these two people and you saw this picture of these two random people on Facebook, and you're like, who are these people? Tell me what goes through your mind.
Just gal pal things.
Middle-aged lesbians on a camping trip. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for validating my feelings.
On a girly trip.
Lesbian couple road tripping, engagement photos, happy couple on a fun vacation hike. Yes. As a lesbian, two lesbians.
There you go. Not gonna lie, the weather in this photo, it looks just fucking crisp.
It does.
I'm very jealous.
They
but
were roommates.
They were roommates. Your chuggy aunt.
2 girls chilling in the rocks, no feet apart, but they're not gay. That is Vine gold right there.
This was the aspect that we wanted to make sure to bring. I'll do a little light, a little.
That's just very like.
Here, can I zoom in on that? Oh, here we go. Check
you know
it out,
what
y'all.
I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the
That
hand
rock
on the
is
knee,
that
y'all.
rock is surprisingly flat for the handhold.
It really is. It's not like she's fallen off. My gaydar is blowing up right now. Gaybers. Now we've got some gay neighbors. I was under the impression that Jody is married. And somebody told me that she is not and that she is divorced. I have not investigated whether that is true or not.
Divorcee.
But it would add some additional things to the cauldron here of things that we've got brewing, you know? So, and again, like they go on retreats together, like they're together a lot.
Just a casual workplace camaraderie, you know?
You know? And
the divorce was truth.
I've heard Jody is divorced too. Okay. So I'm going to have to do some research and see if I can figure it out. Because I just assumed she was married, which is dumb of me. But like the whole Mormon vibe is that assumption, right?
Wonder how Mormon Mr. Clean feels about it.
I think Kevin is so obtuse that he just has literally no idea what's going on. Right? I thought I took a screenshot of him this week too.
Dude, I'm thinking, you sent me something.
Yes, I did.
I got to pull this shit up because I could not stop. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is embarrassing.
Okay, you're already pulling it up. You're already thinking of what I was thinking of.
Is it not on his Insta?
I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, you sent it to me. I'll find it. Hold up. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, you had already sent me that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
This is a really funny picture of Kevin. It's right there.
Oh, here we go.
It's from the subreddit.
I'll include it here. That way we can shout out the 8 Passengers Snark subreddit. 8passengers.kevin. Where was I? Kevin Frankie. Did he delete it?
His Instagram account? No, I think that's his official one.
No, but... Oh, is it just a screen grab from this, maybe?
I think it's old.
Where's that post? Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's old.
I might be stupid.
Yeah, deep dive search.
Oh, yeah.
2021.
2021. That's not that deep. Hold on. If I just scrolled a little further, I probably would find it. When's this from?
Mr. Clean. Mr. Worldwide.
There he is.
Yep, there we go.
Which, I mean, yes, it is a vulnerable photo. I'm not going to joke about that, but...
Mr. Worldwide! Yeah, in
the gym.
Who is this person? Kev, please marry me. I'll love you more than Ruby could ever.
Haley Dollaway, are you okay? Oh, wait, she is a child. Oh,
okay,
God,
yeah,
okay.
No, we're not doing that. Oh, my gosh. What the actual fuck, dude? Go back to the shorts. Somebody's saying the shorts cut him. Yes, it makes him look very, very, like, short, even though I don't think he's that short.
Yeah. Are they just below his knees? I can't really tell.
Yes, I think that's why it's a problem. But doesn't he look
at these
like
traps though?
Sheesh. I know. I'm kind of his face. It's like the mean mug for me. Where he's like, I'm badass. You can't look at this. Ruby is not turned on by this. I'm sorry. She's not.
No, she isn't. She's turned on by this apparently. Kidding.
So I don't think, if there's anything going on, I don't think Kevin is aware of it.
Sorry.
I don't know what you're doing.
Anyway, Mormon Jeff Bezos.
Mormon Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos wishes, honestly.
Well, and this is the problem when you post your entire life online. There was, I think it was a connections thing in the very beginning where Ruby and Kevin were talking about how they've had like weird sex things going on. Like she doesn't... Okay. This is in one of the videos. I'm not making this up.
No, you're right. I'm just joking.
She said like she wasn't putting out enough for Kevin, and Kevin was not feeling like wanted because they weren't doing it enough because There was even like reference to a
It
potential.
sounds like a Kevin thing.
It was giving like maybe sex addiction vibes is what they were calling it. Now Mormons call everything a sex addiction, so just keep that in mind. But that was kind of the vibes it was giving. So maybe Ruby's just tired of his shit, and this was like an opportunity.
Maybe. Who knows?
I am honestly just waiting for this train to like derail. Like there's got to
be a big blow up at some point.
If my parents ever posted their sex problems on the internet
with absolute peace and love, I fucking hope it all just ends in disaster.
There's
and I
nothing
think
that
even
they
their
don't.
family, I think even their family is hoping for that. Just calamity.
Because Ruby's parents, I think it's Ruby's parents, left on a mission. They're going to, oh God, where were they going? They're going to a different country. Because old people, like older folks that are married and Mormon, go on like late in life missions. They can do that. And so they got called to go on a mission, and like everyone got together to say goodbye to them, and Ruby didn't go. So this is the thing about cults, because they'll be gone for 2 years. Like her parents will be gone for 2 years, and they're going to be across the country. Like it's no like small thing.
Yeah. But it's not like it's two continuous years. Because they can like come back for events.
True. I mean, it's more flexible
there and stuff like that.
How common is it for older people to go on missions? It's pretty common.
It's pretty common.
I wouldn't be surprised if your parents did it, to be honest.
I bet that's probably what their plans are. They haven't said specifically, but
they're in need of a lot of older missionaries right now. There's a big need for them, so it must not be happening as often.
Yeah, it's a pretty big financial burden too, because
you got to pay for it.
The younger missionaries, at least, it's kind of maybe things have changed. But the younger missionaries, when I was a missionary, you just pay your $400 and then it gets distributed where it's needed. Yeah. Whereas the mission presidents and the senior missionaries is what they're lovingly referred to as, you have to pay for everything.
Yeah.
And I think there may be one or two things that the church will pay for, but by and large, like they have to pay for everything.
They do, and you get to kind of like, you can choose where you go because you're paying for it. So like some locations are going to be more expensive than others.
And it's not like they're out there knocking doors and proselytizing and things like that. Usually they're doing like administrative stuff, working with the mission president and the likes. Yeah,
so that's a big deal, but that just goes to show like how deep the culty vibes are here, and that, I don't know how long she hasn't been talking to her family, but other family members have confirmed that she has decided to pursue this cult bullshit and doesn't care about her family anymore. So we already know that, but I don't know how long that's been. But it's a pretty dramatic thing to have your family, like your parents, leave the country for up to 2 years and just not care, not show up, not anything. It just seems really kind of bizarre, especially in a Mormon context, because family is everything in Mormonism.
Super, super, super important. Anyway,
there was one last thing that I wanted to show.
Jordan,
it's just a picture.
I think you've said that 3 times now.
Shut up. Okay. I just wanted to share this. I didn't even show you this.
We need seat cushions, man. These chairs are shit.
One last thing. And then I'll shut up. I promise.
Let's get it over here. Let's get it.
So I don't really know what's happening here. I came across this on Twitter. Senator Mitt Romney, with a life-size cardboard cutout of his wife that his staff got him because he missed her. This is in 2022. I don't know what's happening. I really don't know. I'm so confused.
He's in their house?
No, that's his office.
Oh.
This is in his office.
My dumbass is thinking, oh, the only place where you could have this kind of setup is in your own fucking house. But I guess I'm not rich enough to fucking know anything about that.
It's the temple photo on the top right for me. They've got the BYU helmet, the Garmy line.
The Garmy line.
Y'all Garmy checked him. Do you see it?
Yeah. Are these medals of all the states?
I don't know.
What is he doing with his hands here?
Where's his thumb? This is just so weird. Like,
is this the thing from the hook?
Yeah,
I guess it's more than just that, obviously.
Yeah, it kind of does look like that. from Moana.
Is that I don't want to comment on something that I don't know anything about, but
Maybe somebody will recognize it.
yeah.
But this is just weird behavior. Okay, like your staff realizes that you miss your wife. So instead of being like, "Hey, Mitt, why don't you take a weekend off?" They're like,
I know,
"Let's
right?
make a cardboard cutout of
Yeah,
her."
man, quit pretending like you're fucking doing any work. Just fly home. If Nancy can fly to the fucking Vatican to get communion, then you can fly
You
home.
can
for a
fly
weekend.
home.
Please.
Oh my god. We should put a black light on it just to see. Oh my lord. Also, I don't know why he's orange. He looks very orange in this
It's
photo.
just shit lighting, I think.
I think it's also compared to the cutout where she's
Just
very
washed
white.
out. Come on, you're rich. You can shell out for a good cutout,
I know. Did they charge this to his credit card, I hope?
right?
Taxpayer dollars at work, y'all.
There you go.
Buying cardboard cutouts for congressmen. This is what happens when you tan too much. Also, yes.
He got a tan. Donald Trump's son. He is Donald Trump is his dad, or as the Mormons call it, brother dad.
Brother dad. Mitt Romney got the same tan as B-Dong. She should be ashamed.
She should be ashamed, honestly.
W does his spray tan. He does look so orange in this. So anyway, that wraps up the giant list of things I wanted to talk about. We did talk about Nate Sutton a lot. So we spent a lot of time on that. But I think we got to most everything that I wanted to talk about.
Commemorative coins. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that the shit that they like play on? They run ads for on Fox News. For just 2 payments of $25.99, you can get this beautiful set of original quarters that commemorate the 50 contiguous United States. I guess that
Is that the
doesn't
one
work,
that like plays on loop at like 3
Yeah.
a.m. when you're up watching it?
What is the one that I'm thinking of that they would have on there? It was always the fucking stupid gold commercials. Oh,
I know what you're thinking of, but I can't think of it either.
Something capital. I can't think of what it is. Yeah, it's way past my bedtime. Let's be real.
My mom had the 50 states quarters thing. It was like in a green book.
We had like it was like a big board
Yeah.
thing that folded.
Yeah.
And it was hard as fuck to put the quarters in.
Yep.
The Eagle coin.
Or the adopt a pet one.
Cash for gold. No, it was...
The U.S. Mint limited edition something.
I can't think of what it is.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry for the people who are coming in late. Ugh.
Bullion capital.
On a first date, this guy explained the economics of collecting coins to me. Oh, that sounds like a fun date. I'm sure he got a second date too, eh?
Yeah. Literally, he explained to you how metals that have no real inherent value in society anymore, for the most part, have value.
My Pillow. That's what I think of when I think of those commercials. Or Billy Mays.
Oh, God.
I remember being sad when Billy Mays died because I always saw those commercials. I
I know.
think he died
Rip
of a
to
drug
a
overdose.
legend.
It's really sad.
Rip to a legend.
Yeah, sorry for the people who are coming in late. I know this is a weird time for a lot of you.
The good thing is, this will still be available, and you can still watch it even though it won't be live anymore.
Yes.
So you can watch this after the fact. You can go back. We talked about all kinds of good stuff. We started off talking about Nate Sutton.
Nate Sutton.
Mostly just Nate. We talked about GirlDefined, B-Dong, Taylor Frankie Paul, #MomTok, and Ruby Doo and her
Bestie.
total
Platonic.
workplace platonic bestie Jody and their stupid shit that I hate.
Yes, fuck Mike Lindell. My Pillow guy trying to stay relevant.
I know, right? You are a piece of shit, and
there
there's
was other
nothing
thing I was
wrong
gonna
with
say.
people, addicts recovering and doing something with your life, but that is definitely not the fucking thing you should be doing.
For real.
Roland Capital, that's what it was. Shannon,
Oh.
Rosalind Capital. Yes, that is exactly what it was. Shannon, that means that we share some trauma, so sorry. Sorry for your trauma. We're going to be calling it a night. Thank you, everybody.
The other thing
It's
I was
been a
going to
fucking hot
say,
one.
We are doing the Patreon live movie watch party
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
next month, which is just like very
first
abruptly
first
around
Saturday
the corner.
of August.
So
Or Friday, sorry.
if you aren't a member of our Patreon, go join. It's a blast. Lots of exclusive content. You'll love it. So I think that's all I had. We will see you guys in a video Monday
Yes.
and a live stream Tuesday.
Yes.
So thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. If you have anything that you'd like us to talk about in these off-topic things, we'd love to hear it. You can don't try Instagram. That is always a crapshoot because Jordan gets a lot of messages and reactions to stories on Instagram.
Go to our Discord.
Go to the Discord, leave a comment, leave a like.
Yeah.
If you'd like. And yeah, I think everything is good. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the people who joined the Patreon. Thanks for the people who sent super chats.
Stay safe from Satan.
Yep.
Y'all don't get
Keep
attacked.
out of the heat. People say the hell is hot, but I mean, it's pretty fucking hot already. Drink water. Stay inside when you can.
And avoid Satan.
Sorry, all our European friends, for you probably not having AC.
Don't have a Brittany sleep paralysis demon bite.
Yes.
Yes. That's the perfect note to end on.
Make sure to give Satan the heads up that you're going to sleep so he doesn't send you a sleep paralysis demon.
Good night, Bingo and Bluey. We love to see it.
Yep. Mustn't forget Floppy. But anyway, we love you all, and we will see you soon.
Bye, guys.